Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I do this right. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about um, just some general stuff, on this channel. I'm going to be talking about what it means to be independent. Um, I'm going to be talking about silver, Solana, blockchain technology, my website, maybe even games. I might do some gaming commentary, give some just general opinions of stuff. Not that anybody will, you know, find this super entertaining, but I just like to get some of my thoughts out there. So, and just share what I'm doing. This is called YouTube, and I think that's what I'm doing here. So, um, my name's Matthew Hall, and I created a website called Soulshot Silver. It's a website where people can purchase silver shot using Solana, in the Solana blockchain, and it's integrated with the Phantom Wallet extension, so users are able to use that as their primary means of, you know, using the website and its features. And I just want to talk about a minute, what is financial freedom? What is you know, be secure and free? And um, in my opinion, what that means is you can live your life to the fullest. You can do what you need to do to live, and live a long, meaningful, healthy life. Um, and in my case, it requires a lot more than the average person. I'm actually disabled. I'm in an electric wheelchair. I require help to live pretty much and do pretty much everything. And so I'm not really able to do things like go to the gym or work a normal job or make food on my own or use the bathroom or take showers and stuff. And that's really my limitation. And so I'm pretty much like at the will of the world and everything. And that's just the life that I live. Just to give you some background, I wouldn't really be here if it wasn't for my father. My father's pretty much given me my entire life. He's been there every step of the way, and he's been a foundation in my life, and continued continues to be. But anyways, when it comes to financial freedom, um, it's it's essentially, are you able to live your life to the fullest, help yourself, help your community, improve life as a whole, you know, and live healthily. That's the important thing, is to live healthy. And moving on, I'd like to talk about my website eventually, and what it's about and what the functions of it. But um, let me first start off by talking about the general markets. I want to first start off by saying clearly that you know now that I'm talking about the markets, I want to say that this is not financial advice. Anything that I say regarding blockchain technology, any type of sort of investment, is not investment advice. Okay, you should go with your gut feeling, understand things uh, to an extent which you feel comfortable. If I'm not able to explain that, these things to you well enough, maybe you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know, but overall, I deal with the Solana and the silver markets, and I want to show you all currently the silver chart, because this has been going crazy. It's something that I've sort of predicted, um, but never really publicly predicted. And I would like to start, making these public predictions not as financial advice for people, but for my own record and my own, you know, um, sanity. Like, I want to be able to look back and say I was right, you know. And so here, that's exactly what I'm doing. So, anyways, let me pull this up here. This is the silver um, commodities per ounce. And so back here in 2012, you can see there was a clear run up before Bitcoin was actually created. And you can see that something similar is happening. Um, there was a bull market. Let me see actually what happened around that time. What happened around 2011 May? Wow. Okay. So there's a lot of data here that I gotta go through. Give me a second. Where am I at, dude? Okay, daily. Let's go way back here. Oh, I can't go back that far. And it wasn't even, it was nowhere near what it was today. Like, so I mean, that wouldn't even be a good one to show you, but, um, so what do I think? What do I think? I think that silver is running up. Obviously, yes, it is. How far do I think it's going to go? Okay, well, if we let me think about this here. So if I let's start right here and bring it up to about right here. It's about 185% gain. And using the same sort of logic, let me see what that would be here. So I'm going to say, we'll say about right here, 185% brings it to about $100 per ounce. Um, I would say confidently, we're looking at this range right here. This is where I think silver is going to be. Well, this is what I think silver is going to go. And can I put anything there? Like I'm just gonna put this here because so this is where I think silver is going to go. It's going to hit this mark, and then it's going to come down naturally. How far it's going to come down, I have no idea. I don't even know if it's going to go up here. This is all just speculation. But are we going to like get to these highs again? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if silver's ever going to come back down here. But something that I would like to share with you is my website. So let me go ahead and share my website with you. This is Soulshot Silver. This is something that I've been working on for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. The first edition of it, I failed. I didn't understand a whole lot about website design, but now I do. And, I understand blockchain technology to a degree. And so I've kind of blended the two together. I've made my own Web3 website where users can purchase silver using Solana and the Phantom Wallet extension on Google Chrome. Um, I'm still working on it. Everything is functional except for maybe just like one thing, which is well, I would have to log in to show you. But that just shows you that the website is secure. I intend to actually upload this live stream to my latest news and updates on here after the stream. But there's the governance page, the book clubs page, the public library page. So if somebody had created a book and made it public, it would show up here for everyone to read. This is where you'd go to create your books, and this is where you log in right here. It takes you to the login page. This is where you would purchase your silver, so you'd fill out how much silver you'd want to buy, and then you would fill out your details. Currently, only users who live in the United States can fill out the form because I don't ship anywhere except for these states. And yeah, uh, I am going to go into a bit more detail about the website and how it works and how it operates in a future video. Um, but let me know what specific parts you'd like to understand more of. Um, there's a lot to the website, so I actually encourage you to create an account, explore the website, see what it has to offer, and what you might, be wondering about. Um, it's a legitimate crypto business. It was created by just me and just me alone using AI, and I made sure that it was secure, it was functional. Um, there's no real uh, security concerns right now that I'm aware of. Everything is completely authenticated and protected by your email. And yeah, I mean, the site is fully functional. Um, I do have a personal account that manages orders and handles the back end features and makes sure that everything is going smoothly. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention here too. On the bottom of the fill out form for the silver purchasing, there's a community distribution overview for the utility tokens. So essentially, 700 million is going to be reserved. There's 100 million dedicated for the silver community purchasers who purchase silver in the US. They are awarded SBT tokens. So those users, um, this is where their progress will be tracked. It's based on a one-to-one value of SVT. So for every $1 spent on silver and purchasing silver, the user will earn one SVT token as a utility reward, which can then be used for um, discounts on silver purchases. So you would actually get rewarded for being a token holder if you purchase silver. And the token discount is mechanized with a burn function. So this is also tracked how many SVT tokens are actually burned in the process of people purchasing and using that feature. It also tracks the airdrop distribution. It tracks the liquidity pool and how many tokens are in the liquidity pool. And give me one moment. There's something that is different here. Okay, so I'm going to republish and push my changes because there was actually some changes here that I forgot to. That's interesting. Very interesting. Let me actually log out here. I'm actually going to take note of that. It's not even that big of a concern, and it even shows up here. So in a minute, it should show up here. Let's see here. There's uh there's a liquidity pool live progression bar. So it tells how many tokens are actually in the liquidity pool. And this is supposed to show up. I'm actually, this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this as well, is to understand what's working, what's not, what needs to be, changed. So let me see where the progress is. That's all right. It should be almost done here. Let's see. All right, the changes were pushed. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so that's all I really had to do was to show this here. So it is working, it is live. This is the live version. Okay, so okay, let's say um I'm only going to show the basic features. So let me log in real quick here. Let me log in. All right. So I'm logged in. As you can see, I'm in the user dashboard. So here's the thing. If you are a US citizen and you go into the US and you make an account and you go to the user dashboard and you apply for this community token distribution, which is the airdrop, there is this airdrop feature. You would pay 50 cents worth of Solana to verify that you're not a bot and that you join the community. Once you pay 50 cents worth of Solana and you type in your reason why you would like to participate in the community, this is actually super important because I need to know. Um, your submission would go into my, system, and I would be able to airdrop you tokens. Once you airdrop tokens, it actually explains this to you, but you would create a SVT Sol liquidity position in the existing Radium liquidity pool. So this is the existing Radium liquidity pool. As you can see, there are certain uh, places where there is liquidity provided, and that's what you would be doing. You would add Sol and your airdrop amount that you got. So it'd be like 150,000 SVT tokens per person, which would cost you almost 4 cents worth of Solana to create this liquidity position. Once you do that, you would actually receive an NFT token that you can use to verify and then obtain rewards each day, once per day. And this is really important because it strengthens the ecosystem and the health of the ecosystem by distributing tokens to real users that will actually use the platform rather than bots or users that would rather not use the platform. The whole thing around the tokens is the tokens have utility on the platform and to use on the platform. So, I want to encourage people to use the platform. So that's U.S. Citizens, and to make a long story short, I get to decide who exactly gets to um, have these tokens, essentially. So when you apply for an airdrop, if I see that your account is not from the United States, like it's um, there's a geolocation tracking, essentially, and what that means is I can see where users are applying for this airdrop from, and that allows me to airdrop specifically to users in the US. So if you do want to participate, make sure that you don't have, a VPN on or anything, that you are doing things, here legitimately. Um, People that create accounts must also verify their account before they log in. This is another security feature. It's easily done through your email, which is another layer of security. So, um, yeah. Uh, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot to the website. I'm going to be going over a lot of it. I really should be breaking this down into like smaller sections and parts, and like this whole community distribution overview thing. There's a lot to it. It's crypto has been referred to as the Wild West of the financial system, and I think that in the future we're going to need to pivot to something, and I think that something is crypto. As much as many people don't want that to be the reality of the situation, a lot of people might be forced into that because of USDC and the national debt, and because the United States is the reserve financial country for the financial system. If we want things to be going the way they have been for the past 40, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years, we might want to pivot just a little bit in order to keep things going, and I think that that might be, coming to us quite soon. And so yeah, I encourage if anybody has any questions about why I created the platform, what the platform's about, you know, how, why some features exist, just ask me. I'd really like to answer these questions, have a greater understanding of, my even my website as a whole. I'd like to, be able to explain this at a drop of a dime to anybody. And the way I would explain it to anybody right now is just it's a platform designed for users to take control over their future. Right now, I see a lot of uncertainty, and I believe the best way to protect yourself, especially financially, is through hard assets like silver, or if you have some sort of, just a bargaining chip. You need bargaining chips in life. You need leverage, and that's how successful businesses are built and things are done in life. I couldn't have done this if it wasn't for a third party business that allowed me to create this website and blockchain technology and stuff. But anyways, that's really all I got for you guys today. If you'd want me to touch on any topics further, if you want to hear me talk about anything, um, just let me know. But this is my website. I'm probably going to be talking about this website nonstop, and among other things, and the evolution, of it. So if you want to be around for that, um, hit the subscribe button. That's super important. I need at least 500 or 1,000 subscribers. Watch my content, share my video with other people so other people can um, take control of their future too. It's not just about purchasing silver or investing in cryptocurrency. It's also about creative endeavors. I've created this page where you can write books, get creative if you need help creating um, a book or getting creative. I offer a personal planning session for $20 for 4 hours. I'm not a very rich man, so I am able to trade my time for money. And so, yeah, uh, that's all I got, y'all. Thank you for watching. Please help me out. Support the cause. It means a lot. And thank you.